We grow a lot of our own plants and I collect a few, like my favourite clivias. Now, a problem we have around here is a bit too much of everything. Too much sun, too much wind, too much exposure to the elements in general. Now, this can cause a problem for all sorts of plants, whether it be clivias that don't like too much sun or younger plants that just aren't quite ready for the hard conditions yet. So I'm going to improve our growing conditions. I'm going to add a shade house, not a greenhouse, not a glass house, a shade house. The spot at the back of our garage is ideal for a shade house. Medium sun, reasonably level, and pretty much an unused space. That's why I have many of my plants there already. First I need to get it cleared out and tidied up. You need a level base with good drainage underneath the shade house, so I'm going to build a basic pad. Take the time to get the set out right, as this will save you hassles down the track. Stake the corners and then check the diagonals corner to corner. If your set out is square, these should be the same length. Once you're happy with your measurements, you can mark the lines out. I'm just marking my planned finished height onto the wall to give me a line to work to. The frame will be built from 50mm wide treated pine sleepers, so I don't need a very wide trench. Everything I dig out is going into the middle of the area as fill. Sleepers are 200mm, so I'm checking the depth as I go. No point in digging any more than you need to. Once the trenches are dug, drop the sleepers in. I used 3 metre sleepers, so I only needed to cut 2 down. Roughly prop up 2 sleepers to form a simple butt joint corner. Screw together with construction screws that are at least 75mm long. Add a corner bracket. These ones have legs to concrete them in. Use screws that are at least 100mm long. Repeat for all corners, propping up and checking level and square as you go before concreting in place. I just used quickset concrete. Around the base of the frame on the inside, spread a good layer of drainage or pea gravel, then roll out a slotted drainage pipe. Cover this with some more gravel and then add a sheet of drainage or filter fabric. To make sure I've got really good drainage, I'm creating a channel by temporarily positioning sleepers turned on edge above the drainage pipe. For the moment, the filter fabric that's covering the gravel is pulled up the face of the sleepers. Once the soil's brought to level, the drainage fabric is rolled out. The fabric protruding from below that was up the side of the temporary sleepers can be tucked underneath this top sheet and the gravel is added. I laid my gravel about 30 to 40mm thick. Pull the temporary side sleepers out and rake gravel into the void before bringing it all to level. Base done. Now, these shade houses aren't a traditional kit form, but they are fully prefabricated, so they come with all the instructions. All you've got to do is follow them and bolt them together. Well, the pad's in, we're ready to go. We've got most of the materials in, and look, I'm going to admit, I've never installed a shade house before, so I've called on my mate Chris. He's going to give me a hand, and he's going to run lead on this project for me. If you don't happen to have a Chris handy, then you'll find the kit comes with everything you need, including detailed and easy to follow instructions. First, a corner section is created with the side and the rear panel. The panels are held together with galvanised staples that are fitted using special pliers. The 2 panels will stand on their own once joined, making it easy to add the other side and the front panel. Chris sometimes uses an air-powered stapler to keep things moving along. The door wings are added inside the door opening at 90 degrees to the front panel, and then the shelves are fitted inside but clipped from the outside. Up above, gable bars are then put in place to support the roof panels. To keep them correctly positioned and spaced, they're temporarily tied in place. The top of the door wings are cut off in line with the gable bars. The roof panels go on, and then these are secured to the side panels before being fixed together along the ridge. They're also wired to the gable bars. Once this is done, the rope can come off and the structure is finished. Shade cloth is pre-cut to fit and it's clearly labelled. Start with the front panel attaching the centre and the top corners, and then working down the sides and across the bottom. The entry is then cut, leaving enough shade cloth to lap around the side to the door wings by about 100mm. This is then secured down the wings before extra clips are added down the side. The back panel shade cloth is added, and then the roof and sides. The roof and sides are in one piece. Find the centre and then clip it in place from the centre down. The structure is then screwed down to the sleepers using 75mm construction screws. Support braces are added to connect the shelves to the wall frame. If you're adding a door, it can be hung now. It's hinged with simple galvanised clips. And just in case you're wondering, you can hang hooks for hanging baskets from the roof. That's it, plants in, and we're ready to grow.